Wait. Taurus, I need you to stop everything you're doing right now because what I'm about to tell you is going to completely change how you see this situation. Someone is literally losing their mind right now. They're pacing around their room at 3 a.m., can't sleep, can't eat, can't focus on anything because they know they messed up with you so badly. And here's the crazy part that nobody would expect. I just pulled the Hanged Man, and this is not what you think it means. This person is literally hanging upside down in their own mental prison right now, seeing everything differently. And the perspective shift is destroying their ego piece by piece. They thought they were so smart walking away from you, thought they had it all figured out, but now they're realizing they just made the biggest mistake of their entire life, and they're literally one conversation away from showing up at your door with their pride completely shattered. Listen, Taurus, everyone thinks when someone walks away, they're gone forever, right? Wrong. What's happening right now is so much more intense than that. This person is going through what I call the Taurus withdrawal syndrome, and let me tell you, it's hitting them harder than anything they've ever experienced. You know how Taurus energy is like this grounding, stabilizing force that makes everything feel safe and secure? Well, imagine suddenly losing that after taking it for granted. It's like someone who's been living in a warm, cozy house suddenly thrown out into a freezing storm with no shelter. They're feeling it now. Every single day without you is teaching them a lesson they'll never forget. The energy around this situation is insane right now. I can literally feel their panic through the cards. They're checking your social media obsessively, asking mutual friends about you, trying to be casual but failing miserably, driving past places you used to go together. Oh my God, they're so obvious about it too. Everyone around them can see they're falling apart without you. Their friends are probably sick of hearing about you because that's all they talk about now. I wonder what Taurus is doing. And do you think Taurus moved on? And I really messed up with Taurus, didn't I? These thoughts are on repeat in their head 24/7. You want to know what's really happening in their mind right now? They're having these intense flashbacks to every moment they had with you. Random things trigger memories. They'll smell something that reminds them of you, and suddenly they're transported back to that moment when everything was perfect. They'll hear a song and remember how you used to hum it. They'll see someone who walks like you, and their heart literally stops for a second thinking it might be you. This is torture for them, Taurus. Absolute psychological and emotional torture that they brought upon themselves. The thing that's really messing with them is how different everything feels without your energy. See, when you're with a Taurus, you don't always realize how much stability and peace you bring until it's gone. Now, they're in chaos. Their life is literally falling apart in ways they never expected. Things that used to be easy are now hard. Decisions they used to make confidently, now they're second-guessing everything. They've lost their anchor, their rock, their safe space, and the withdrawal is brutal. Oh, and the jealousy that's eating them alive right now? They're terrified that you've already moved on. Every time they imagine you with someone else, giving that amazing Taurus loyalty and love to another person, it feels like a knife twisting in their chest. They know how incredible you are, they know exactly what they lost, and the thought that someone else might be getting what they threw away, it's making them physically sick. I'm talking about can't eat, can't sleep, losing weight, looking terrible kind of sick. Their friends are actually worried about them. But here's where it gets really interesting, Taurus. They're not just missing you. They're going through a complete transformation right now. All that ego, all that pride that made them think they could do better or didn't need you, it's being demolished brick by brick. Every day without you is showing them how wrong they were. They're being forced to face truths about themselves they've been avoiding for years. This isn't just about losing you. This is about them finally seeing who they really are without your loving energy masking their flaws. The universe is literally orchestrating their breakdown right now. Everything in their life is going wrong simultaneously. Work problems, family drama, friendship issues. It's like the moment they lost your stabilizing Taurus energy, everything else started crumbling too, and they're starting to connect the dots. They're realizing that you were the glue holding their life together. You were the reason things were working. Without you, they're just a mess pretending to have it together. I need to tell you about the specific ways they're suffering right now, because this is important for you to understand. First, the nights are the absolute worst for them. That's when the loneliness hits different. They're lying in bed, remembering how secure they felt with you, how you made everything okay just by being there. Now they're staring at the ceiling until 4 a.m., replaying every mistake, every moment they took you for granted, every time they didn't appreciate what they had. The regret is eating them from the inside out. During the day, they try to distract themselves, but nothing works. They'll be in the middle of something and suddenly get hit with this wave of missing you so intensely, they have to excuse themselves. I'm talking about hiding in bathrooms to cry, leaving social events early because they can't pretend to be okay, canceling plans because they just can't face the world without you. Their whole life has become about managing this unbearable pain of losing you. And the anger they feel at themselves? Oh, Taurus, this is the part that's really destroying them. They're furious at their past self for being so stupid. They literally want to go back in time and shake themselves, scream at themselves to wake up and see what they were about to lose. They're having arguments with themselves in their head, calling themselves every name in the book, absolutely hating the person who made the decision to walk away from you. This self-hatred is consuming them. But wait, there's something else happening that's even more intense. They're starting to realize that they didn't just lose a partner when they lost you, they lost the best version of themselves. See, Taurus energy brings out the best in people. You made them feel capable, worthy, grounded. With you, they were someone they actually liked. Without you, they're back to being that insecure, unstable, lost person they were before you came into their life. And facing that reality is devastating. The way they're viewing you now is completely different too. Before, maybe they focused on little things that annoyed them or took your qualities for granted. Now you're literally perfect in their mind. Every memory has been polished until it shines. Every moment with you seems like paradise compared to the hell they're living now. You've become this almost mythical figure in their mind. The one who got away, the love they'll never recover from, the standard nobody else will ever meet. They're doing things that would shock you right now, Taurus. Writing letters to you they'll never send, having full conversations with you in their imagination. Some are even talking to objects that remind them of you. They're going through all the stages of grief, but getting stuck in the bargaining phase. If only I had done this differently, and what if I had just appreciated them more, and maybe if I had communicated better? These thoughts are on an endless loop. The desperation is reaching a breaking point. They're getting closer and closer to that moment where pride means nothing compared to the pain of living without you. I can see them planning what to say to you, rehearsing apologies, trying to find the perfect words to express how sorry they are, but nothing feels adequate. How do you apologize for throwing away the best thing that ever happened to you? How do you explain that you were too blind to see what was right in front of you? They're realizing there might not be words big enough for this mistake. Some of them are already taking action in subtle ways. Maybe they're reaching out to your friends, trying to get information. Maybe they're showing up at places they know you go, hoping for an accidental encounter. Maybe they're liking your old photos on social media at weird hours when they know you'll see the notification. These are desperate moves from someone who's running out of options and knows it. The comparison game they're playing is brutal too. Anyone new they meet gets compared to you and comes up short every time. They'll go on dates and spend the whole time thinking about how you would have laughed at that joke better, how you would have ordered something more interesting, how you would have made the whole experience actually enjoyable. They're realizing nobody else has that special Taurus magic that made everything feel right. I'm seeing that some of them have tried to replace you and it's been a disaster. They thought they could find someone better, or at least different enough to forget you, but it's only made them miss you more. Every interaction with someone new just highlights what they lost. The way you understood them without words, the way you made them feel safe, the way you loved them with that steady, unwavering Taurus devotion. They're learning the hard way that this doesn't come around twice in a lifetime. The physical symptoms they're experiencing are real. Stress is destroying their body. Headaches, stomach problems, insomnia, anxiety attacks. Their body is literally rejecting this reality without you. Some of them have even gone to doctors thinking something's medically wrong, only to be told it's stress and anxiety. The doctor asks, "Have you experienced any major life changes recently?" And they have to admit they lost you. And saying it out loud makes it even more real and painful. Oh, Taurus, the way they're idealizing your relationship now is something else. All the problems they thought existed, they seem so stupid now. Whatever issues made them think leaving was a good idea, they'd give anything to have those problems back if it meant having you too. They're realizing that what they called problems were actually just life, and you were the person making life bearable, even enjoyable. Their ego is going through a death right now, and I mean that literally. The person who walked away from you with confidence, that person is dying, being replaced by someone who understands what real love is, what real loss feels like, what regret actually means. This is a complete ego death and resurrection, and the new person emerging from this experience will never take someone like you for granted again. Some of them are journaling now, trying to process these intense emotions. Writing pages and pages about you, about their mistakes, about what they'd do differently. Some are in therapy talking about you every session. The therapist is probably like, "We need to talk about letting go." And they're like, "No, you don't understand. This was the one and I ruined it." They're not ready to let go. They might never be ready to let go. The dreams they're having about you are intense. Waking up thinking you're there only to realize it was just a dream is traumatic every single time. Some of them are having the same dream repeatedly. Dreams where you forgive them, where everything goes back to normal, where they get that second chance. Then reality hits, and the pain is fresh all over again. It's like losing you hundreds of times instead of just once. They're studying Taurus energy now, trying to understand you better in hindsight. Reading about your zodiac sign, understanding your values, realizing how deeply they hurt someone who gave them such loyal, stable love. They're seeing how rare what you offered was. Not everyone can love like a Taurus loves, that steady, reliable, sensual, devoted kind of love that makes life feel like it's worth living. They had that and threw it away. The regret is unbearable. The social media stalking is next level right now. They're analyzing every post, every picture, every comment for signs of how you're doing. Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you seeing someone new? They're driving themselves crazy with speculation. And when you post something that shows you're doing well, it's this horrible mixture of being happy, you're okay, but devastated that you're okay without them. They wanted you to be happy, but not this happy without them. Let me tell you what's happening in their friend group right now. Everyone is tired of hearing about you, but they keep bringing you up. Their friends are starting to get frustrated like, "You made your choice, now live with it," but they can't live with it. That's the whole problem. Some friends are even saying, just reach out to them, but the fear of rejection is paralyzing. What if you've moved on? What if you don't want them back? What if they reach out and you don't even respond? These fears are keeping them stuck in limbo. The way they're rewriting history in their mind is fascinating. Every fight you had, they're now seeing their fault in it. Every time you tried to work things out, they're seeing how they didn't meet you halfway. Every effort you made that they didn't appreciate at the time, it's haunting them now. They're getting a complete new perspective on your entire relationship and seeing how much they contributed to any problems that existed. Some of them are doing really impulsive things right now. Major life changes trying to fill the void you left. New haircuts, new jobs, moving apartments, getting tattoos, anything to feel something other than this crushing regret. But nothing works. No matter how much they change externally, internally, they're still the person who lost you. And that's a wound that won't heal. I'm seeing that the universe is literally conspiring to remind them of you everywhere. They're seeing your birthday numbers, hearing your name in random places. Your favorite things are suddenly everywhere they look. It's like the universe is saying, you can't escape this lesson. You need to feel this fully. And they are feeling it, every excruciating second of it. The financial aspect is hitting some of them too. Remember how Taurus energy is so good with stability and resources? Well, without you, they're making terrible decisions. Impulse purchases, trying to feel better, neglecting responsibilities. Some are even sabotaging their career because they just can't focus. You brought more than just emotional stability. You brought an energy that made their whole life work better. Oh, and the physical longing is intense. They miss your touch, your scent, your presence so much it's like a physical ache. Some of them are sleeping with your old t-shirt or keeping something that smells like you. The sensual physical aspect of losing a Taurus is something they didn't expect to hit this hard. It's not just emotional, it's like their body is rejecting this reality without you. They're having major realizations about love right now. Before you, they didn't really understand what real love was. They thought love was supposed to be this dramatic, unstable thing. But you showed them that real love is steady, consistent, reliable. Real love is someone who shows up every day, who builds something solid with you. They had that with you and didn't recognize it for the treasure it was. The regret about specific moments is killing them. That time they didn't appreciate something special you did, that moment they took their bad mood out on you, that day they chose something else over spending time with you. These memories are playing on repeat with a new understanding of how precious those moments were. They'd give anything to go back and do it right. Some of them are bargaining with the universe right now, making promises like, if I get another chance, I'll never take them for granted again. Or, I'll be the partner they deserved if they just come back, or even making deals with higher powers they don't even believe in. The desperation has them trying anything to reverse this mistake. Here's something that's really messing with them. They're realizing that you actually saw them, like really saw them for who they were. And you love them anyway. Do you know how rare that is, Taurus? To be fully seen and fully loved? They had that with you and they threw it away. Finding someone else who will see them that deeply and still choose to love them? They're realizing that might be impossible. The loneliness they're experiencing isn't just being alone, it's being without you specifically. They could be surrounded by people and still feel completely empty because none of those people are you. You filled a space in their life that wasn't just about companionship. It was about feeling understood, feeling worthy, feeling like they belonged somewhere. Without you, they're just floating, untethered, lost. I'm seeing some of them trying to date, and it's actually making things worse. Every date is just highlighting what they don't have anymore. The easy conversation they had with you, gone. The comfortable silence, gone. The way you just got each other, gone. They're realizing that what you had was built over time, with trust, with shared experiences, and they can't just recreate that with someone new. The way they're torturing themselves with what-ifs is brutal. What if they had just communicated better? What if they had been more appreciative? What if they had fought for the relationship instead of walking away? What if they had realized what they had before it was too late? These questions are driving them to the edge of sanity. Some of them are even reaching out to your friends and family, trying to maintain some connection to your world. They're asking how you are, if you're okay, if you ever mention them. It's pathetic and they know it, but they're so desperate for any crumb of connection to you that pride doesn't matter anymore. Let me tell you about the moment that's coming, Taurus, because I can see it building. There's going to be a breaking point where the pain becomes greater than the fear of rejection, where the need to at least try becomes stronger than the ego holding them back. This moment is approaching fast. Could be days, could be weeks, but it's coming. They're going to reach out, and when they do, it's going to be with a vulnerability you've never seen from them before. This isn't going to be some casual, "Hey, how are you?" text. This is going to be a complete laying down of arms, a total surrender, an admission of everything they've realized. They're going to come correct or not at all because they know they only get one shot at this. The speech they're preparing in their head is something else. They're not just going to apologize. They're going to take full accountability. Every mistake, every moment they took you for granted, every way they failed you. They're prepared to own all of it. No excuses, no deflection, just pure honest admission of how badly they messed up. But here's the thing, Taurus. They're also terrified of this moment. Because what if you say no? What if you've moved on? What if the door is permanently closed? These fears are very real, but the pain of not knowing, of not trying, is becoming worse than the potential rejection. They're reaching a point where they have to know, one way or another. The transformation they're going through is actually preparing them to be the partner you deserved all along. This pain, this regret, this period of reflection, it's changing them at a fundamental level. The person who's going to come back to you is not the same person who left. They've been broken down to nothing and rebuilt with a new understanding of what really matters. They're learning lessons they'll never forget: the value of steady love, the importance of appreciation, the rarity of genuine connection. These lessons are being burned into their soul. If they get another chance with you, if you decide to give them that gift, they will never make the same mistakes again. This pain has been their teacher, and it's been thorough. Some of them are already making changes in their life to become worthy of you again. Working on themselves, going to therapy, addressing their issues. Not just to get you back, but because they finally understand that you deserved better. They're trying to become the person who would never hurt you the way they did. The clarity they have now about what you meant to them is crystal clear. You weren't just a partner, you were home. You were safety, comfort, stability, love, understanding, all wrapped into one person. Losing you wasn't just losing a relationship. It was losing their whole sense of belonging in this world. They're homeless in a spiritual sense without you. I need to tell you something about timing here, Taurus. The universe has been working on them, breaking down those walls, destroying that ego, preparing them for this moment of truth. Everything that's been happening to them since they left has been leading to this surrender. The universe doesn't let people throw away true love without teaching them a serious lesson. The signs are everywhere that this reconnection is imminent. The synchronicities, the dreams, the constant reminders of you. It's all building to something. The universe is orchestrating this reunion, but it needed them to learn this lesson fully first. They needed to understand the magnitude of what they lost so they'd never risk losing it again. When they come back, and Taurus, they are coming back, they're going to come back correct. This isn't going to be some half-hearted attempt or testing the waters. They're going to lay it all on the line. Their ego will be completely surrendered, their heart completely open, their intentions completely pure. They know they don't deserve another chance, but they're going to ask for one anyway. The most beautiful part about all of this, they're finally seeing you for who you really are. Not through the lens of taking you for granted, not through the filter of their own ego, but seeing you, the incredible, loyal, stable, loving Taurus who gave them everything and asked for so little in return. The gratitude they feel for having had you at all is overwhelming, even if they lost you. They're preparing themselves for any outcome. If you take them back, they're ready to spend the rest of their life proving they've changed. If you don't, they're preparing to live with that consequence, knowing they brought it on themselves. Either way, they need to try. The not knowing is killing them more than rejection ever could. Some of them are writing letters they may or may not send, pouring their heart out on paper, trying to find the words to express the inexpressible. How do you tell someone that losing them taught you what love really means? How do you explain that they were your person and you were too blind to see it? They're struggling to find words big enough for these feelings. The energy shift that's about to happen is massive. All this pain, all this regret, All this transformation has been building up pressure, and it's about to explode into action. They can't maintain this holding pattern much longer. Something has to give, and what's going to give is their pride, their fear, their ego. Everything that's keeping them from running back to you. I'm seeing that some of you might be getting subtle signs already. Maybe they viewed your story, maybe they liked an old photo, maybe you ran into them and they looked rough. These are all signs that they're struggling, that they're building up courage, that they're testing the waters to see if there's any chance you might be receptive. But Taurus, here's what you need to understand. When they come back, you hold all the power. They know they're the one who messed up. They know they're the one who has to earn trust back. They know they're the one who has to prove they've changed. You don't owe them anything. The choice is entirely yours whether to give them another chance or not. The universe is giving you this heads up so you can prepare yourself. Think about what you want. Think about what would need to be different for you to even consider reconciliation. Think about your boundaries, your requirements, your non-negotiables. Because when they come back, and they will come back, you need to be clear about what you will and won't accept. Their return is going to be dramatic in its honesty. No games, no manipulation, no trying to play it cool. Just raw, honest, vulnerable truth. They're going to admit things they've never admitted to anyone, maybe not even to themselves until now. The depth of their regret, the intensity of their love for you, the completeness of their transformation. It's all going to be laid bare. Some of them are even preparing to do grand gestures. Not to manipulate you, but to show you they're serious. They want to prove that this isn't just words, that they're willing to take action to make things right. Whatever it takes to show you they've learned their lesson and they're ready to be the partner you deserved all along. The healing they need can only come from resolution with you, one way or another. Whether that's reconciliation or final closure, they need to face you, to say what needs to be said, to at least try. Living in this limbo of regret and what-ifs is becoming unbearable. They're reaching their breaking point, and when they do, they're coming straight to you. Oh, Taurus, the power of your energy is something else. You don't even realize how much you've affected them just by being yourself. Your steady love, your reliable presence, your grounding energy, it changed them in ways they're only now beginning to understand. You raised their standards for what love should be, even if they didn't appreciate it at the time. The fact that you're probably doing fine without them is both inspiring and devastating to them. It shows your strength, your self-worth, your ability to move forward, all things they admire about you. But it also terrifies them because it means you might not need them back. This fear is part of what's kept them away, but it's also what's going to eventually drive them to take the risk. They're realizing that losing you might be the best thing that ever happened to them in the worst way possible. It taught them lessons they needed to learn, showed them truths they needed to see, forced them to grow in ways they needed to grow. But oh, the price of this education has been so high. They would have rather learned these lessons with you than through losing you. The next time you hear from them, it's going to be different. You're going to feel the change in their energy immediately. This isn't the same person who walked away. This is someone who's been through hell, learned their lesson, and is ready to do whatever it takes to make things right. Whether you choose to give them that chance is up to you, but they're going to shoot their shot with everything they've got. Some of them are even considering therapy or counseling to work through their issues before approaching you. They want to come back not just sorry, but healed. They want to show you they've done the work, that they've addressed the problems that caused them to hurt you. This isn't just about words, it's about demonstrating real change. The universe is aligning things for this moment of truth. Every experience they've had since leaving you has been preparing them for this return. Every lesson learned, every moment of pain, every realization about your worth, it's all been leading to this moment where they finally surrender completely and come back to face the music. Taurus, you changed them. Whether they wanted to be changed or not, your love left an imprint on their soul that will never go away. They're marked by having been loved by you, and now they're marked by having lost you. These marks are permanent. These lessons are forever. This regret will shape every future relationship if they don't get the chance to make things right with you. The dreams about reconciliation are getting more vivid, more frequent. They're waking up expecting you to be there, and the disappointment when you're not is crushing every time. Their subconscious is working overtime, trying to process this loss, trying to find a way back to you, trying to heal from this self-inflicted wound. When I look at the energy of what's coming, it's intense. This isn't going to be a quiet return. This is going to be an eruption of truth, emotion, and vulnerability. Everything they've been holding back, every realization they've had, every ounce of love they still have for you, it's all going to come pouring out. They won't be able to hold it back anymore. The courage it's going to take for them to face you after what they did. They're building that courage right now. Every day they're getting closer to that moment where the pain of staying away becomes greater than the fear of facing you. And when that scale tips, nothing will stop them from coming back to at least try. Some of you might be thinking, but what if they don't come back? And Taurus, I need you to understand something. The energy around this is undeniable. This person is consumed by thoughts of you. There's no way they can maintain this level of regret and longing without eventually acting on it. It's not a matter of if anymore, it's a matter of when. The timing is actually perfect because you've had time to heal, to grow, to remember your worth. You're not the same person they left either. You're stronger, wiser, more aware of what you deserve. If reconciliation happens, it will be between two people who have both grown from this experience, not the same dynamic that existed before. They're learning that Taurus love is rare. Not everyone can love with that depth of loyalty and consistency. Not everyone can provide that sense of home and security. Not everyone can be that rock in someone's life. They had that with you, and they're seeing now how unlikely it is they'll ever find that again. You were not just another relationship. You were the relationship that taught them what love really is. The next few weeks are going to be crucial. The energy is building, the pressure is mounting, and something's got to give. Watch for signs, unexpected texts, random run-ins, friends mentioning them more often. These are all indicators that the universe is preparing for this reconnection. The stage is being set for their return. But remember, Taurus, you don't have to take them back. You don't owe them forgiveness. You don't owe them another chance. What you owe is to yourself, to make the decision that's best for your life, your happiness, your future. Whether that includes them or not is entirely up to you. You have all the power here. The transformation in them is real, though. This isn't just someone who wants what they can't have. This is someone who has been fundamentally changed by losing you. They understand now what they didn't understand before. They value now what they took for granted. They're ready now in ways they never were before. But again, whether that's enough is your decision. I can see them practicing conversations with you in their head, playing out different scenarios, preparing for your potential responses, trying to find the perfect words to convey the depth of their regret and the sincerity of their change. They want to be ready for any response you might have because they know they only get one shot at this. The fact that they're taking so long to reach out isn't because they don't care. It's because they care so much they want to do this right. They're waiting until they feel ready to offer you something real, something different, something worthy of a second chance. They don't want to come back with empty promises. They want to come back with proof of change. Some of them are even making major life changes to align with what you would want in a partner. Getting their life together, addressing their issues, becoming more stable and reliable, basically becoming more Taurus-like in their approach to life. They're trying to embody the qualities you valued, the ones they didn't appreciate before. The pain of potentially never getting you back is something they're having to face as a real possibility. And you know what? That's part of their growth. They need to accept that their actions have consequences, that they might have lost you forever. This acceptance is part of their transformation, part of their journey to becoming someone who would never make this mistake again. When they do reach out, it might start small. A text checking how you are, a casual interaction to test the waters. But don't be fooled by the casual nature of initial contact. Behind that simple, "Hey, how have you been?" is a tsunami of emotion, regret, love, and desperation they're trying to contain. They're trying to play it cool, but inside, they're screaming. The universe has been teaching them that you can't throw away real love without consequences. You can't walk away from your person and expect to find another. You can't take a Taurus's loyal heart for granted and not pay the price. These lessons have been expensive in terms of emotional pain, but they've been necessary for their growth. Oh my God, Taurus, I just have to tell you, the way they talk about you to others now is completely different. Before, maybe they complained or focused on problems. Now you're described as the one who got away, or the best thing that ever happened to me, or my biggest regret. Everyone in their life knows they messed up with you. Everyone can see they're not over you. The physical symptoms of missing you are getting worse, not better. Time isn't healing this wound. It's making it deeper. Every day without you is another day of proof that you were irreplaceable. They thought time would make it easier, but it's actually making it harder because they're seeing more and more clearly what they lost. Some of them have even started to change their living space to be more like what you would have wanted. Organizing things the way you used to like, keeping things cleaner, basically trying to create an environment you would approve of even though you're not there. It's their way of feeling connected to you, of honoring what you brought to their life. The way they view relationships has been completely revolutionized by losing you. They understand now that real love isn't about finding someone perfect. It's about finding someone whose imperfections you can love. It's about choosing someone every day. It's about appreciating what you have while you have it. All lessons learned too late, but learned nonetheless. I'm seeing that the universe is going to give them one final push soon. Something's going to happen that makes it impossible to stay away any longer. Maybe they'll hear you're dating someone new. Maybe they'll have a dream that feels too real. Maybe they'll just reach a breaking point where the pain becomes unbearable. Whatever it is, it's going to launch them into action. The surrender that's coming is going to be complete. No holding back, no protecting ego, no trying to save face. Just complete and utter vulnerability. They're going to show you parts of themselves they've never shown anyone. The depth of their pain, their regret, their love for you. It's all going to be laid out with nothing held back. But Taurus, here's what's beautiful about your energy. You have the capacity to forgive if you choose to. Your steady, stable nature means you can see past the hurt to the person underneath if you want to. You can recognize genuine change and growth. You have the wisdom to know if someone has truly learned their lesson. The choice is yours, but you have the ability to forgive if that's what you decide. The karma of this situation is actually perfect. They needed to lose you to appreciate you. You needed them to leave to remember your worth. Both of you needed this separation to grow into who you're meant to be. If you come back together, it will be as evolved versions of yourselves, capable of creating something even better than what you had before. Some of them are writing lists of everything they want to say to you. All the apologies, all the promises, all the truths they need to speak. They're preparing like this is the most important presentation of their life, because to them it is. The most important thing in their world right now. Nothing else matters. Not their job, not their social life, not their other relationships. Nothing compares to the importance of making things right with you, or at least trying to. You know what's really getting to them, Taurus? The realization that you probably warned them. You probably told them what would happen if they kept taking you for granted. You probably fought for the relationship before they walked away, and they didn't listen. They thought they knew better. Now they're replaying every warning you gave them and seeing how right you were about everything. The respect they have for you now is astronomical. Before, they might have seen your stability as boring or your loyalty as something they were entitled to. Now they see your steadiness as strength, your loyalty as precious, your love as the gift it always was. They're seeing you through completely new eyes, and what they see is taking their breath away. Some of them have even gone to psychics or tarot readers trying to find out if there's hope. They're desperate for any sign that reconciliation is possible. They want someone to tell them you still care, that there's still a chance, that all isn't lost. The fact that they're turning to spiritual guidance shows how desperate they've become. The way they're sabotaging new connections is actually tragic. Anyone who shows interest in them gets pushed away because they're not you. They literally cannot connect with anyone else because their heart, mind, soul, everything is still completely attached to you. They're technically single, but emotionally, they're more committed to you now than they ever were when you were together. Oh, and Taurus, let me tell you what the Tower card is showing me right now. Everything in their life is collapsing, but it's exactly what needs to happen. The Tower represents destruction of ego, breakdown of false structures, complete demolition of what isn't working. And that's exactly what's happening to them. Their whole life is having to be rebuilt from the ground up because it was built on the false foundation of not appreciating you. When they come back, they're going to tell you everything. How they've been unable to eat properly, how they've been seeing your face in crowds, how they've been driving past your favorite places just to feel closer to you. They're going to admit to behaviors that would embarrass them normally, but pride doesn't matter anymore. Only truth matters now. The jealousy they feel about your life moving forward is eating them alive. Every achievement you post, every smile in your photos, every sign that you're thriving without them. It's this horrible mix of pride in your strength and agony that they're not part of it. They want you to be happy, but they're dying that your happiness doesn't include them. Some of them are even considering moving to a different city because everything reminds them of you. But they know running won't help because the memories aren't in the places. They're in their heart, their mind, their soul. You could move them to another planet and they'd still be haunted by what they lost. The financial impact of losing your grounding energy is real too. They're making impulsive decisions, wasting money on things trying to fill the void. Some are even sabotaging their career because they can't focus. You brought more than emotional stability. You brought an energy that made their whole life function better. Without it, everything is falling apart. I need to tell you something specific about the next 2 weeks, Taurus. The energy is intensifying rapidly. Something major is about to shift. The Eight of Swords is showing me they're about to break free from their mental prison. All those fears keeping them from reaching out, they're about to become smaller than the pain of staying away. This breakthrough is imminent. They're having conversations with your memory every single day, telling you about their day, asking for your advice even though you're not there, apologizing to your ghost over and over. It's like you're haunting them, but in the most beautiful way. Your presence is somehow stronger in your absence than it ever was when they took you for granted. The dignity with which you've handled this separation is making them respect you even more. You didn't beg, you didn't chase, you didn't lower yourself. You just let them go and continued being your amazing self. This strength you've shown is making them realize even more how much they underestimated you. Some of them have tried to hate you to make it easier, tried to focus on your flaws, tried to convince themselves they made the right choice. But it doesn't work. Every flaw they try to focus on just becomes another endearing quality they miss. Even the things that used to annoy them are now things they'd give anything to experience again. The universe is literally not letting them sleep. They're waking up at significant times. Maybe the time you were born, maybe an important date in your relationship, maybe just repeatedly at 3:33 or 4:44 seeing angel numbers everywhere. The spiritual realm is not letting them forget this lesson or ignore this situation. When they reach out, some of them might even admit to the crazy things they've been doing. Following your horoscope, checking your social media from fake accounts, even driving by your place at night. They're going to confess to things that show just how not over you they are. This level of honesty is going to be shocking. The growth they're experiencing is actually preparing them to be not just your partner, but your equal. Before, maybe there was an imbalance. Maybe they leaned on your stability without offering their own strength. Now they're becoming someone who can match your energy, who can offer you what you offered them. This is about becoming worthy of a Taurus's love. Oh my God, the Fool card just came through, and this is powerful. They're about to take a leap of faith. The Fool represents new beginnings, taking risks, jumping without knowing where you'll land. They're about to risk everything, their pride, their ego, their heart, on the chance that you might give them another shot. This isn't calculated. This is pure faith and desperation combined. The way they dream about simple moments with you is heartbreaking. Not grand gestures or big events. They dream about grocery shopping with you, watching TV together, just existing in the same space. They're realizing that those quiet, boring moments were actually the most precious. That's what they're craving. Just normal life, but with you in it. Some of them have even started therapy, specifically to deal with losing you, telling a professional about all their regrets, working through why they sabotaged something so good, trying to understand their own destructive patterns. They're doing the work, Taurus, not just to get you back, but to ensure they never hurt anyone like this again. The physical space you used to occupy in their life is like a gaping wound. Your side of the bed, your chair at the table, your spot on the couch. These empty spaces are screaming your absence at them every single day. Some of them can't even use those spaces because it feels too wrong without you there. They're finally understanding what you meant when you said certain things. Conversations from months or years ago are suddenly making sense. Your wisdom that they dismissed is now playing in their head like a prophecy that came true. You told them what would happen, and they didn't listen. The regret about not valuing your wisdom is huge. The way other people are starting to notice their decline is becoming embarrassing for them. Co-workers asking if they're okay, family members worried about their weight loss or gain, friends commenting on how different they seem. Everyone can see they're going through something major, and most people know it's about you. Some of them are even becoming more spiritual because of this experience. Starting to believe in karma, in soulmates, in divine timing. Losing you has opened them up to the idea that some connections are meant to be, and fighting against that only causes pain. They're seeing your relationship through a spiritual lens now. The Five of Cups is speaking to me about their current state. They're so focused on what they've spilled, what they've lost, that they haven't even noticed what's still standing. But here's the thing. That realization is coming. They're about to turn around and see that all isn't lost, that there might still be a chance if they're brave enough to take it. When they come back, Taurus, they're going to come with receipts, proof of therapy, evidence of change, examples of growth. They don't just want to tell you they've changed, they want to show you. Actions, not words, proof, not promises. They understand now that words mean nothing without the actions to back them up. The embarrassment they feel about how they treated you is intense. Looking back at their behavior when they were taking you for granted makes them physically cringe. They can't believe they were that person. They can't believe they treated someone who loved them so purely with such carelessness. This shame is part of what's transforming them. Some of them are reading self-help books, watching videos about relationships, really trying to educate themselves on how to be a better partner. They're doing homework on love, on attachment styles, on communication. They want to come back to you not just sorry, but educated and equipped to do better. The way they talk about you to others has completely changed. Before, maybe they complained or minimized your relationship. Now you're spoken about with such reverence, such respect, such obvious love that everyone knows they're still completely attached to you. You've become almost mythical in their retelling. Oh, Taurus, Judgment card just appeared, and this is the final verdict energy. They're being called to account for their actions. This is about resurrection, about rising from the ashes of who they were, about facing the truth of what they did. This card is about making amends, and that's exactly what's about to happen. The specific things they miss about you would surprise you. The way you hummed when you cooked, how you organized things in a particular way, your specific morning routine, the face you made when concentrating. These tiny, intimate details are what's killing them because they know nobody else will ever do things quite like you did. They're realizing that you weren't asking for too much. You were asking for the basics: respect, appreciation, consistency, loyalty. These aren't high demands. These are the minimum requirements for love. The fact that they couldn't even give you that is a source of deep shame and regret now. Some of them have even written letters to you that they'll never send. Pages and pages of apologies, memories, promises, truths. These letters are their way of processing the intensity of their emotions. Even if you never read them, writing them is part of their healing journey. The way holidays and special dates are affecting them is brutal. Your birthday, anniversaries, holidays you spent together. These dates are like emotional landmines. They're dreading and anticipating them in equal measure because they know the pain will be intense, but it's also a connection to memories of you. The Queen of Pentacles is coming through, and this is your energy, Taurus. They're seeing you as this grounded, nurturing, stable force that they were blessed to have in their life. You're not just remembered as an ex, you're remembered as a queen, as royalty, as someone who brought richness to their life that money could never buy. When they reach out, it might be at a significant time. Maybe during a full moon, maybe on a meaningful date, maybe after some cosmic event that gives them courage. The timing won't be random. It will be when the universe aligns to give them that final push they need. They're preparing for the possibility that you won't take them back, and you know what? That's growth too. They're accepting that they might have to live with this regret forever. But they'd rather try and be rejected than never try and always wonder. That's how much you mean to them. The synchronicities are increasing rapidly. Your name appearing everywhere, your favorite things suddenly being mentioned constantly, running into people who remind them of you. The universe is making it impossible for them to ignore this situation. These signs are building to a crescendo. Some of them are even making amends in other areas of their life as practice, apologizing to other people they've hurt, making things right in other relationships, basically clearing their karmic debt so they can come to you with clean hands and a pure heart. The fact that you've maintained your dignity throughout this is making them fall even more in love with you. You didn't become bitter. You didn't seek revenge. You didn't lower yourself to pettiness. You just continued being your amazing Taurus self, and that grace is making them realize even more what they lost. Oh my God, the Star card just came through, and this is hope energy. Even in their darkest moments, there's still this glimmer of hope that things could work out. This hope is what's keeping them going, what's motivating their transformation, what's driving them toward that moment of reaching out. The practical changes they're making would impress you. Getting their finances in order, creating stability in their life, becoming more reliable and consistent, basically becoming more Taurus-like. They're trying to embody the qualities you brought to the relationship because they finally understand their value. Some of them have even stopped drinking or partying or whatever escapist behaviors they were using to avoid the pain. They want to feel everything fully, to be present with their emotions, to do the actual work of healing rather than numbing themselves. This level of maturity is new for them. The way they're protecting your memory is actually beautiful. If anyone says something negative about you, they immediately defend you. They won't let anyone disrespect you even in your absence. You've become sacred to them, untouchable, protected even in memory. They're learning that Taurus love is like the earth itself, steady, nurturing, reliable, necessary for life. Without it, they're just floating in space with nothing to ground them. They need your earth energy to feel stable, to feel real, to feel like life has meaning. When they finally reach out, some of them might even acknowledge that they don't deserve you. They're not coming with entitlement. They're coming with humility. They know they're asking for something they have no right to ask for, a second chance they didn't earn. But they're asking anyway, because the alternative is unbearable. The Ten of Swords energy was them hitting rock bottom, but guess what? The only way from rock bottom is up. They've been pierced by every sword of regret possible. There's no more pain left to feel, no more ego left to destroy. They're at the point where resurrection is the only option left. Some of them are even praying for you. Whether they're religious or not, they're sending you love, wishing for your happiness, hoping you're okay even if it's without them. This selfless love is something they weren't capable of before, but losing you has taught them what real love actually means. The amount of times they've typed out a message to you and deleted it would shock you. Hundreds, maybe thousands of attempts to reach out, but nothing felt good enough. Nothing captured what they needed to say. The perfect message doesn't exist because how do you put this level of regret and love into words? They're finally understanding that they didn't lose you. They drove you away. This distinction is important because it means taking full responsibility. You didn't leave, they made you leave through their actions or inactions. This accountability is crucial for their growth. Oh, Taurus, the Ace of Cups is showing me new emotional beginnings. Whether it's with you or without you, they're being reborn emotionally. Their heart is opening in ways it never has before. They're capable of love now at a depth they didn't even know existed, and it's all because of the lessons learned from losing you. The specificity of their regret is important. They don't just regret losing you in general, they regret specific moments, specific choices, specific words said or unsaid. They can pinpoint exact moments where they chose wrong, and those moments haunt them constantly. Some of them are even recreating dates you went on but alone, going to restaurants you loved, visiting places you went together, basically torturing themselves with memories, but also feeling closer to you through these experiences. It's heartbreaking, but also shows how deeply you're embedded in their life. The way your standards have affected them is permanent. You've raised the bar so high that nobody else can reach it. They know now what it feels like to be loved by a Taurus and everything else feels like a cheap imitation. You've ruined them for anyone else in the best and worst way possible. When they come back, they're going to acknowledge everything. Every time you were right, every warning you gave that they ignored, every effort you made that they didn't appreciate. This isn't going to be a vague apology. It's going to be a detailed accounting of every way they failed you. The Three of Swords is their constant state right now. Heartbreak, sorrow, grief. But here's the thing about the Three of Swords. It's about necessary pain that leads to wisdom. This heartbreak is teaching them things that nothing else could. They needed to feel this to become who they're meant to be. Some of them are even changing their living situation to be more like what you wanted. Maybe moving to a place you would have loved. Maybe decorating in your style. Maybe finally getting that pet you wanted them to get. They're trying to honor your influence even in your absence. The fact that you're probably thriving without them is the biggest lesson of all. It shows them that you were whole without them, that your happiness wasn't dependent on them, that you chose to love them from a place of wholeness, not need. This is making them realize how privileged they were to be chosen by you. Oh my God, the Knight of Cups is riding in. This is romantic proposal energy. They're about to make their move, and it's going to be romantic, emotional, sincere. This isn't going to be a casual reach out. This is going to be a declaration, a proposal of new beginning, an offer of devoted love. The way they're viewing your past arguments differently now is fascinating. Things you fought about that seemed so important, then seem so stupid now. They can see how their ego was the problem, how their pride created issues, where there didn't need to be any. Every argument you had, they can now see their contribution to it clearly. Some of them have even been celibate since you split. Not because they're trying to be, but because the thought of being with anyone else physically makes them feel sick. Their body only wants you. Their soul only recognizes you as their partner. This level of loyalty after the fact is shocking even to them. The universe is literally conspiring to bring you back together. Every obstacle that kept them from you is being removed. Every fear is being faced. Every excuse is being eliminated. The path back to you is being cleared by forces beyond their control. When they finally gather the courage to reach out, it's going to be with everything they have. No half measures, no testing waters, no playing it safe. They're going to risk complete rejection for the chance of reconciliation. This is all or nothing energy. The hermit energy they've been in has actually been transformative. Being alone with their thoughts, with their regret, with their memories of you, has forced them to face truths they've been avoiding their whole life. You didn't just leave them, you left them with the gift of self-awareness. Some of them are even documenting their journey of growth, keeping journals, taking photos, basically creating evidence of their transformation. They want to be able to show you, not just tell you how much they've changed. They want receipts of their evolution. The Empress card is your energy, Taurus, and they're finally seeing it. You're not just earth energy, you're divine feminine earth energy, creative, nurturing, abundant, beautiful inside and out. They had a goddess in their life and they treated you like you were ordinary. The shame of that is overwhelming. The way they're triggered by happy couples is intense. Seeing people in love makes them think of you. Seeing people take each other for granted makes them want to scream, "Don't do what I did." They've become like a cautionary tale in their own mind. Oh, Taurus, they're planning their return like it's a military operation, thinking through every angle, every possible response, every scenario. They want to be prepared for anything because they know they only get one shot at this. This preparation shows how serious they are. The sacrifice they're willing to make to have you back would shock you. They'd relocate, change careers, alter their entire life structure if that's what it took. There's nothing they wouldn't do, nothing they wouldn't give up, nothing they wouldn't change for another chance with you. Some of them are even manifesting you back. Vision boards, affirmations, meditation focused on reconciliation. They're using every spiritual tool they can think of to align the universe toward bringing you back together. Whether you believe in this stuff or not, the fact that they're doing it shows their desperation. The Two of Cups that you once had is what they're desperate to recreate. But here's the beautiful thing. If you come back together, it won't be the Two of Cups. It'll be something even stronger. Because you'll both be coming from a place of choice, wisdom, and appreciation that didn't exist before. The level at which they're studying your zodiac sign now is actually impressive. Learning about earth signs, about Taurus specifically, understanding your fundamental nature in ways they were too arrogant to explore before. They're becoming students of you, trying to understand how to love you properly if given another chance. When they reach out, they might even ask for nothing. Not for reconciliation, not for forgiveness, just for the chance to apologize properly. They need to express these feelings whether you take them back or not. The expression itself has become necessary for their survival. The Six of Cups is bringing in past life energy. Some of them are even wondering if you're their soulmate, if you've known each other before, if this connection is bigger than just this lifetime. Losing you has made them spiritual in ways they never expected. The amount of times they've almost reached out but stopped themselves would amaze you. Every day is a battle between reaching out and waiting until they're ready, but they're starting to realize they'll never be ready enough. At some point, they just have to leap. Oh my God, Taurus, the World card just came through. This is completion energy. The cycle is about to complete. Everything that needed to happen has happened. The lessons are learned, the growth is achieved, the transformation is complete, the return is imminent. They've been going through what I call the dark night of the soul, and it's almost over. They've faced their demons, confronted their shadows, acknowledged their failures. They're emerging from this as someone completely different, someone capable of giving you the love you always deserved. The fact that you existed in their life at all now seems like a miracle to them. Out of billions of people, they found you, and then they threw it away. The odds of finding someone like you again are astronomical, and they know it. You weren't just another option. You were the option. Some of them are even preparing grand gestures for when they return. Not to manipulate, but to demonstrate the depth of their transformation. They want to show you that this isn't just words, this isn't just emotion, this is real change backed by action. The healing that needs to happen can only happen through facing you. Whether you accept them or reject them, they need to look you in the eyes and speak their truth. This confrontation with their biggest regret is necessary for their evolution. When they come back, Taurus, it's going to be with the kind of love you always deserved. Not the taken for granted love, not the casual love, not the maybe love, but the certain love, the devoted love, the "you're my person and I'll never forget it again." Love. The wheel of fortune is turning in your favor. The karma is balancing. The universe is aligning. Everything that was meant to happen has happened, and now the wheel is turning toward resolution. Whether that resolution includes reconciliation is up to you, but resolution is coming.